missionaries first arrived to Hawaii in the early 1800s, and they brought a lot of great things. They taught the people about Jesus. They taught them how to read and write English. They also established schools for them, for their children. But that was the start of some cultural conflict, because after the first missionaries came, American businessmen started to realize the potential that the Hawaiian land could have. So they started coming over because they wanted this land. And at the time, Hawaii was a monarchy. So these American businessmen convinced the king that private land would be a good idea, because at the time, that was not a concept to the Hawaiian people. They just shared the land, shared the resources, traded with each other. But they convinced the king that instituting private land would be very profitable. In the end, though, they found loopholes, and they were the ones who got a lot of the Hawaiian land, and a lot of the native Hawaiians lost their homes and the land in this process. But these American businessmen, they turned the land into sugar plantations, which became super profitable. And that is why Hawaii is as diverse as it is today, because people from around the world started to come to these plantations to work and make some money. So that's why there's a lot of Japanese people, Filipinos, Koreans, Chinese, and a lot of different cultures there. And with these sugar plantations, they gained a lot more power, to the point where they actually overthrew the monarchy. So they forced the king to stand down, and they, under threat that they would harm the Hawaiian people, and so they ended up calling a lot of the shots. And this happened around 1887. And then 1898 was the official illegal annexation of Hawaii. So that's when the monarchy was literally just a figurehead. They couldn't do anything, and Americans were now calling all the shots. And so this continued for many years. It wasn't actually until 1959 that Hawaii became an official state of the United States. So while we were there, we saw how this complicated history played out. A lot of people were very kind and accepting towards us, just because there are so many different cultures there. So people learn to get along with each other, accept people for who they are. But at the same time, there is this level of resentment and even racism towards white Americans, because we did take their land, we took their homes, and even some of their culture, because we kind of frowned upon a lot of their traditions. Like, their children weren't allowed to speak their native language in schools once we arrived, and we pretty much banned hula, which is a really cool dance that they like to